point of view. But the second part, by which I don't like at all, the same clock is there for remaining 170 questions. So one student, he took the exam. Actually, 10 of their friends, they were not my students, none of them, they were following the YouTube. 9 failed in the new exam, the pilot one. One passed. And he said, I was only able to do 155 questions. The first 10 questions took like 55 minutes. So that became like they did maybe they did listen to you, but the half part that they listened to the part, the next part they did not implemented that, right? So this is a very interesting thing to look into that. Okay, I have a lot of question into that. So we had a question and that will be interesting. How can a PMP certified upskill AI, which is totally aligned with the current demand as a project manager? So as I said, the majority of the audience is certified PMP. So where would you, I do have a multiple questions, the same thing, I will come back to that. So how would you say to certified PMP, shall he start reading that book that you recommended? Shall he start with the certification? Or would you recommend start playing with the chat GPT or AI tools?
Wow, that's a good question. That's a good question. Well, I think that's all. That's all in the testing. And we've got a new person in charge of certification, VP. Amy is her name. She's got an incredible background, really, really good background. So I've been talking to her about how we could do some of these things where we don't have to have 200 questions. We can, and if it's a risk management certification, there's 25 risk management. You don't have to have 200 risk management classes or courses to do that. So I think the more refinement we get in our knowledge base, the better testing process we can put in place. So people don't have to study 100 questions that have no relevance to what they're going to be doing. And I think that we're going to eventually get into that. And that's why someone asked you a question I saw in the chat about the doing a demo on a work breakdown structure using AI. Well, we can't do that now. Of course, we didn't plan. But here, let me just tell you an easy way to do it. Go to think up a simple little project, nothing real grossly hard, and go to Chat GPT or any of the Claude or any of them, and ask it to develop a work breakdown structure for that project. You're going to be shocked. Because it'll build it out, it'll build the boxes, it'll connect everything, and it'll be 90% of what you would be doing in a real project like that anyway. So you can run your own little demo just by picking just pick an easy project to make a point out of it. I'm really surprised how much I use Chat GPT. On almost anything where I'm not certain of the answer or where I want to expand my knowledge a little beyond my limits, I just go to Chat GPT and it's unbelievable what it does for me. And it takes, I just done a paper not too long ago for Australia, and I would normally spend on a paper like that probably about a week total, about 8-hour days to write probably maybe 2-3 pages. Well, that's because I'm referring back and forth to make sure I get all my facts correct. And so now with Chat GPT, in fact, like I said, I just did it for this session. I put in those, what are the 5 elements that are going to be most impacted. And it took, well, I timed it just to be silly, it took 7 seconds. 7 seconds! I had what? If I'd have gone to the PMBOK and tried to chase all this stuff down in a PMBOK, I'd still be doing it days later. So this way I can get right to the heart of it and do it in a way that really adds value.
Okay, awesome. If you want, we can do even. I can share the screen. We can make a WBS. Do you want that, or maybe some other day?
Yeah, I've done it on several courses.
If you want, we can open ChatGPT right now. Exactly what Lee is saying. Just go to ChatGPT, make a project, make a prompt, and it will show you. Right, Lee? That's exactly
Yeah,
what you did. Yeah, that's exactly what Lee is recommending. And I do recommend at the end of this session, do not just, at least if you want to do one thing from this session, once the session and go and make WBS so that you at least know what Lee is doing. And you cannot say, I don't know. Yeah.
If you, it's an easy one is to say